What is up, everybody? Good evening and good morning, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Give me just a moment. I'm just trying to make sure Restream linked this, and they did. And we'll get going. I'm just gonna go ahead and link this on my Discord. If you guys would go ahead and retweet this or do what you guys need to do, that would be awesome. You guys would be the best. Add everyone. .tv/astacks. Almost done. Just giving a few people the moment for people to join, and we'll get going. So to start, Bitcoin, guys. I am still in shorts. I'm still filled. We're experiencing a little bit of drawdown here with the position not looking so hot right now because it hasn't really made me any money. So I've been having to manage to pay fees by trading on another account and making all that shit back. But so here is what I'm watching right now. We've been riding up the cloud support. Thought we were going to break through over here, but seems we held up pretty nicely and tried to make another attempt for push up here. Looks like we still can't break up over here. So what I'm watching right now is can we hold up this cloud support and continue and open this cloud back up and push over the POC. We're seeing the 20 SMA or the middle B-bands line, whatever you want to call it, cut to the Kijun, and it's about to cut to the Tenkin as well. I mean, it's cutting through the Tenkin. It's going to cut through the Kijun as well. And once that happens, that'll be pretty bad. So if it just bounces off of there, that'll be the best case scenario. Sort of looks like a falling wedge type scenario right now. So we'll see what happens over here. But when we go down to the 5 minute time frame, let's just say it does break out of over here. We still have the POC over here. It has a short little window over here to make go ahead and go through this. So by the end of the stream, if this thing doesn't bust through over here, I think yeah, I think we're pretty much done. I don't see anything why it would pump over this weekend or yeah, midnight to well, it is Wednesday. Yeah, I don't really see the push over here. And if we do see the push, it really needs to be strong and go through because if we look at this level, this is around 66.90, so we go back to the 15 minute. 66.90 is right around here, right underneath the POC, so that would mean it would need a cloud push all the way up over here, plus another couple 15-minute candles to make sure it doesn't break, and this cloud would need to open back up strong. So Bitcoin right now is not looking too hot. We'll just go ahead and check out the macro time frames on it as well. I do like the sweep on the bottom. I really, really like that. The only thing I'm worried about is that it's good for an investment standpoint if you can get bags down there, but it doesn't change the fact that last time we talked about this dump, I said that we never could fix this weekly bearish TK, and the fact that we broke out underneath the clouds is bad news bears. So let's just say we do pump. Best case scenario would be over here is this area right here. So that would be around 95, 96. I really, really don't think we're gonna end up pushing up through here, past here. Maybe we end up coming up to here. I wouldn't even doubt that one. That's why when I have my liquidations, they're like around like 11, 12K. So there's no way you're liquidating me unless we push through the weekly clouds and we get such a strong push. That would mean we'd be tearing through the weekly Kijun, Tenkin, 20 SMA, and everything just so strong. It's not out of the books, but it's very not possible that it's going to do that and we're going to recover on the weekly that easily. So we'll see. Really not too much with Bitcoin right now. I mean, I'm trading this very relaxed. I'm not really doing too much in trade sessions, which I could be if I wanted to, but really not too much going on there. Soon I'll start trading with you guys on live streams. Just really working some things out before we do some live streams. So once that's worked out, I'll go ahead and do that with you guys. So right now in the 15 minute, like the 15 minute even doesn't look too bad in the sense, or the 1 hour doesn't look too bad in the sense that we do have these cloud areas where it could bounce and the Kijun over here. So we have levels. We'll just have to keep watching and checking on stream. Gold, you guys are about to be wrecked. That's a hideous, hideous candle. Yeah, I think, yo, thank you for joining, Supreme Thing. And thank you everybody at Periscope. I should probably open up the chat for Periscope so I can see you guys. Let me do that real quick so I don't leave you guys in the dark. Restream. Restream's supposed to be showing me this stuff, but they don't. Open in browser. Hopefully this is a lot faster this time. Okay, cool. Yeah, if you guys want to just test something and say something in Periscope, that'd be awesome. Yeah, so gold really needs to clear over this level. I don't like the fact that the 20 SMA didn't bend. Buys, most dope crypto, you're the man. I don't like the fact that it's looking like this right now, so we'll really have to see the short-term action. I really don't like the rise up like that without any sort of consolidation. So I would say maybe a little bit of pullbacks around 1600, 1580, maybe form some sort of pattern over here or something. I mean, it could go ahead and go at Moon Boy and just push right on through and use 17, 1800 and just keep going. I mean, that's on the cards, but I would really love to see some consolidation, maybe mostly because I'd love to pick up some bags more. If we go through most of the metals, look at this. Look at this shit. This was the biggest scam in the world, and I wish I would have held this so much longer. So I watch Dust frequently, just with gold and everything. It's bearish ETF, so as you can see over here, it was very, very predictable over here until it got about here. Then I was like, all right, we're not gonna touch Dust. Dust popped up over here all the way to $18. You know how big of a deal that is for Dust? That was a 261% move on a three times bear ETF. So that was amazing. So I grabbed puts up here, and I really, really should have held them down here because I cut them over here. I was like, well, they're not really moving. I'm only getting 60% out, and I was really surprised. I was like, why did I only get a 60% move when and I'm not talking spot, I'm talking my options move when the options just dropped 56% or the stock price just dropped 56%. So it was a little strange for me, and so I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna cut them. I don't know what's wrong there. So I checked them recently with this drop down to here. They're so in the money and they're like worth like couple dollars, and it's like, but whatever. Can't do anything there. SLB, we're looking at SLB macro levels real quick. So looking at the lows over here. What's my dog doing? She's stretching. All right, so we're looking at the 2016-15 lows over here and the open of 2016 as well. So that's like kind of the main level that we're looking at right now for SLV. We did a really nice job on the weekly. The one thing I do also want to point out is on the daily we had a gap down over here from 2008, 2009. And we really just kind of dipped into it, and we did go ahead and fill it on the daily. We have one more down here around 950. Um, I don't know what to really think of that one just yet. Weekly does look like shit on the other indicator aside from seeing if it can break out. So maybe a little bit of a relief rally over here, but real big point is this POC breaking and this over here, this Kuma twist area. So as of right now, we can flip the 20 SMA and get over the Tenkin. We can see a little bit of a move over here, but it really needs to see strength on BTC. So tonight's going to be the move. So and it's Wednesday, so probably around 4 a.m. I would say. But as of right now, even on the 1 minute chart, we're trying. So as soon as we can get into these clouds or start breaking out of this falling wedge, we can start looking a little bit better. It looks a little bit better on the 1 minute because we've been forming this cloud for quite some time since a couple hours after the daily close. So this has been going on for quite some time, so we better see something close up over here soon. Like on the 1 minute chart, dude, I can't wait to do some live trading with you guys. I'm gonna fucking kill it. And I haven't done it in so long, just because Alright, look, I'm trying to be a really responsible guy this year and not pull out the degen side of me, but I still can't help myself from looking at the 1 minute chart. So, like, I am really fucking good on this shit. So I really cannot wait to do that stuff with you. Just trying to figure out which exchange I want to do it on is the biggest thing. So keeping an eye out on Bitcoin. Just watch the low time frame falling wedge if you're into high time frames. The biggest thing I'm paying attention to over here is that we got over the daily 20 SMA, which is really good. So if we can get a daily close over there, maybe one more, or get a little better idea of how it's going to react around the next daily close, we'll have a better idea, but we might not get a chance to where it'll break underneath the Tenkin again on the daily. So you do have this whole gap over here where it could pump up to. But once again, that doesn't change the fact of there's no godly way that Bitcoin is going to be breaking up over this level, 12K level, especially not with everything going on right now and just the way Bitcoin is. I do not see it breaking this level up here. Couldn't even break it up here, couldn't break it over here. And what makes you think it's going to break it now? Not to be a bear, it's just, it's common sense. Like, I don't even want to. I'm picking sides according to what I see. I love the technology, whatever Bitcoin is, cool, awesome. I love it. But as far as trading goes, I mean, I'm not going to be bullish for no reason. The other bad thing is look at this bearish retest on the POC on the weekly end of things. So, just multiple things to observe. That's what I'd rather people do. I'd rather people observe multiple time frames rather than try to find multiple correlations for shit, which isn't going to help you in trading. That's what pisses me off so much is people are like, well, let me find some correlations with this and that. I'm like, why don't you just trade what you see? And they don't try to refine what they know. They try to find multiple things where just multiple patterns, multiple stupid shit. I'm like, yo, I know you trade good. We've talked together. Why are you bringing up all this extra shit and trying to learn something that's completely stupid and not even a normal style? So try to stick to something you're good at and get really good at it and then move on to something and incorporate it in there. Don't just keep hopping around to different type of shit you don't understand. But the end goal for you should always be an order flow trader. Somebody told me that one back in the day, and man, that has helped. So SLV, one last thing was so yeah, we popped over. So this dotted line is major, especially for T-Mac. If we can get a gap open for T-Mac and hit the 20 SMA tomorrow, amazing. He's gonna cake out. Silver weekly, bearish retest over here. Not looking good. That's bad. That's ugly. GDX, not good either. I would love GDX to pop up. So with gold, I could see some consolidation on GDX, but this was a huge, huge pop. I'm really sad I let go of some of my calls, but for GDX with options for 54% move, these are really paying. I have stuff that's illiquid that's paying. So for GDX, I have 44. I've been posting. I forget what it was. I think it's 40-25 calls or something like that. Um, they are up like 600%. And I got them down here because they were illiquid. I was like, you know what? I see some order flow. Let's go ahead and go for it. And man, they've been paying out. I got them at zero point zero 0.08 cents. They're sitting around 53 cents right now. I think they spiked up at the end of the day today around 72 cents to a dollar. And I have a good chunk of them too because they were supposed to be like extra lottos. Yo, J Bags, what's up, man? Yo, what's up, Shady XBT? But yeah, that's it for the metals right now. I mean, Nougat really got destroyed with all this dump and everything. Not really what I'm interested in over there. AGQ got wrecked too, so this fell out. We'll see if this is just going to be a bearish retest. Still very disappointed, but it's been doing its little crazy range. The metals are like out of control right now. RGLD popped back up. GLD's been GLD honestly looks really amazing. I'm so surprised. So something to keep an eye out would be GLD calls. The calls are nice. Gold weekly looks good. Spy. All right. Um. Wherever there's anybody that has options, yeah, I have Robinhood account. I mean, I trade there. I have TD Ameritrade account. I'm trying to get a Schwab account, but it's really whatever fits your needs as far as what you want to trade. So we really need to clear over this red line. Anyone use Webull for options yet? No, I've had people mention that to me because of the issues with Robinhood. But let me just be serious with you about the Robinhood stuff. So the whole time I've been using Robinhood, that is the only time that they've had an issue. I understand if you've lost a lot of money that day and you hate them now, then I understand. But if you're just an average user that's coming here and just upset and don't want to use them because of that incident is just it's kind of silly because every other time I don't really have an issue and I don't have much standards because they're not a fully real broker like the other ones. But hey, my fees are cheap. I have no fees. Everything about it is free. I can do all my trades costless. Yeah, the spreads are whack, but I'm not retarded, so I know how to play things, and I don't just go play them blindly. So don't hate Robinhood losing, unless you lost tons of money. Then I understand. Have you ever looked into ARK Invest ETFs? No. If you have some tickers, we can look into it. Yeah. So Bitcoin pumping. Yeah. So there's that reaction for the 5 minute or whatever time frame you want to look at. This little rising wedge, falling wedge thing. So like we discussed, let's see if it goes up over here. If you were watching on stream, if you can let me know when it goes to 67, because I'm gonna keep looking on option things. Look at this engine coin, boys. If this does go, I ended up scooping a bag. I posted a tweet about it, but I really didn't say much because I just didn't. I just wrote ENJ. But this is one that I'm would love for it to break out upwards. This is nice. This is on the weekly end of things, so keep an eye on it. Um, Arc W. Generation Internet. I really love this bounce over here, right off the bat. 2017 bounce. So the way I want to determine some of my option plays at this point is okay, first of all, I'm rarely going to be doing anything that expires in April at this point. We're at the end of March, and I will not do 2 week contracts unless there's some sort of hedge for some kind of play I have. I won't just go in and start a position on something 2 weeks out. I have a lot of people mentioning to me that they're buying stuff for the 17th. So just be really careful. I mean, if you understand what you're doing and you know why you picked the 17th, then awesome. I hope you do really good, and I hope you gain hundreds of percent. But it's just a matter of risk for me. It's just not good to do for me to do something that's so short term. A, because I'd have to be managing my position a lot. I'd really have to be paying attention to a lot of values, and it's just more work for me. I'd rather find something that I really, really believe in, or something that's in trend, or something I see order flow that's supporting it, and pick on my normal time frame, which at this point would be in. Let's see, where are we at? So yeah, so at this point would be June, July, maybe May if I really want to get early. And the whole thing stems from me learning everything I did last year. Last year, I learned the hard way. I didn't buy the dip on Christmas Day. I didn't do anything right in January. In February, I did really, really good last year. So I started buying the dip in February, and that shit pumped till about the end of really early March. And I had a dumb idea there, and I was like, you know what? Let me see what happens if I hold some of my calls through that expire June and stuff like that. So I held my calls through this whole thing where people were telling me sell in May and go away, which I didn't take seriously. And even though the price came back up, all my calls decayed. I learned about theta decay and the Greeks the hard way, and yeah, so I learned the whole entire cycle last year, which is basically goes like look for the dip in Christmas, buy up in January, sell at the end of February, maybe March, and then start scaling in for the sell in May and go away bullshit. And if you look at the charts at May 31st, come June 1st, we started skyrocketing, coming back for a recovery. With everything going on currently, I think the way it'll end up going is more so we'll come around June. If this shit's not done, we'll probably go around July, July max, and then we'll start pumping. Unless this thing gets even more serious, and after we all go and celebrate Easter, 2 weeks later, we're all sick and dying. That might cause some problems there. But as of right now, that's the plan for me, and that plan has worked so good because I started buying the shit out of everything in February because I fucked up in January. January didn't work out this year as I wanted. I started buying the dip, and we were still kind of dumping, or we were going sideways. So it didn't really work out in January. But luckily, I grabbed some puts, and we started making some money February, and now we're still rolling. So that is my little spiel. Yeah, make sure you sell this, man. Yeah, man. I'm gonna do it. I just kind of fucked up on Marvel too, dude. I had Marvel calls that were up 7,000%, and I was like, I'm going for 10, and then today they're only up 100%. So that was a real bad mistake on my part. I should have sold them down here or down here. So silly me being greedy. Let's check some order flow, guys. So first thing I want to notice is so here's how I do my order flows. So I already told you guys my time periods. I told you guys I like May for the earliest possible ones if I want to do it early would be May. So then would be June, May, June, July July would be the latest. I have some ones that are further out. Like I can give an example. I have hold on. Stop and profits? No, don't put stop and profits with options, and I don't do stops and options. It's either I'm right or I'm wrong with option trades. So there's a little bit more risk involved. I mean, there are ways to set stop losses finally, and some brokers offer them, but those stop losses are a little funky, and They work a little different. My risk is a little different. I mean, I can give you a risk number as far as my account capital balance and goes, things like that. But I more so go as far as sizing goes, as far as money goes. So, for like my average position, I like doing about $1,000 to max $5,000 for my per position. And the reason for that is because I mean I could go ahead and toss in 20,000 for a position or something like that, but anything between 100 to $5,000 is plenty for options. Just to give an example, like so one of my trades, I turned $250 into about like $3,000. So, I mean, that's just the kind of return. So, my average take profit on options is uh 30, 60, and 90. But lately everything's been going 100, 200, 300%. So, there's no need for me to risk too much capital. I just have a certain dollar amount that I like to risk and then I just keep adding on the number to my just the capital I have. Um, so it's really just more so what works for you and what you feel comfortable doing. You just got to realize with option, you don't need to be a guy that has big account balance to play options. You can be a guy that's playing low options and make a killing. Like I said with my GDX calls, those things were 8 cents. 0.08, okay? I could have bought tons of those fuckers. They're up 567% right now, if not more. So, I mean, that's tons of money just off some small ass plays that you could have done if you had a small balance, and that would have been a good, decent return, and you could keep doing that kind of thing and build that account balance up. So it's really just a preference thing. Yeah, man, I really feel bad for my UK friends. They get really screwed over over there for doing any kind of options or anything like fancy with the stock market. They can long and short it, but who wants to just long and short it when you can do these options? So, VIX, uh, people getting wrecked on VIX. They're like, yo, stock's going up. Why is VIX going down? I'm like, yo, have a plan further out. So, people who bought out yearly ones up here, they're probably going to pay out. Let's see. USO, I closed out my puts. I hope I'm right. I'm a little worried. Just looking over the questions and everything, seeing what everybody has. Let's check out Bitcoin real quick. Yeah, I mean everything is going to plan accordingly so far. So let's check the 1 minute out. You know how I explained this? Now what the 1 minute will explain to me is hey, how is that strength? Look at oh my God, guys, look. I said this cloud is completing. So, I mean, it takes a little bit to pick up the Ichi cloud, but if you watch those time frames, it's only on Bitcoin too, that I'm really, really good at it because I've been watching it for so long. People say you can't use the low time frames. Yes, sometimes they're stupid and useless. Like when you're seeing this kind of action, they're a little bit trickier to read and there's better things you can do. But when you see simple shit like this with Ichi, it's just like, oh man, you guys couldn't give me something so easy. So if you guys were on the high live stream with Beastie the other day, we have a different style of trading, but that's what I'm saying. I can't wait to show you guys like some of my tricks on the lower time frames. So we'll see. Let's see if this can hold up on support on the cloud and doesn't come crashing back into the clouds. If it can stay over and hold over POC, we're good to go and keep riding. Let's see what it did on the 15. Yeah, 15 is trying to get over the clouds, but still not liking this close, guys. The cloud is closing, so that 20 SMA clear is going to be super crucial. How'd you mess up your account when the Fed announced? How'd you mess up your crypto account when the Fed announced that? Yeti. Um, yeah, Yeti broke range and just this is pretty bad for Yeti because this was just there was a nice little trend going on here. I was enjoying playing a range and it just broke that trend and just has been shitting the bed. And Yeti was doing actually pretty good. Everybody was buying their things. Let's look at retailers, see how they're doing. Um, Walmart. I mean, I have no clue what it's doing. I wouldn't even trade this. Like, that's just wild. I don't even know what's going on with Walmart. Like 1 minute they're making money, then they're like dumping down over here, then they're pumping back up over here to all-time highs. So Walmart's a little tricky one here. Dollar General, same story, but it's more so in the downtrend way of things. Amazon, they wanted a discount, they got their discount, it's back over. This should stay up. Starbucks, ooh, what Starbucks dumping? Oh, look, I think we discussed this the other stream. So we had this big giant consolidation block. So this was a great fill on Starbucks. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Actually, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and look for option plays for Starbucks that we can enter because that right there, boys, is the best one. And ladies, if there's any ladies here, look at these guys. They know I need to find further plays though. So they're 515 Starbucks calls. Still getting some puts for June, which isn't attractive. So let's see. I mean, that's up to you, man. Once you do make the address in USA, you don't need a VPN to do it. Just only reason I say is because I remember using somebody else's account in a different state because they wanted me to show them how to buy crypto. So I was like, this is how you do it on Robinhood, and I did it on their account from a different state. So I don't think it works like a regular crypto thing. But I would definitely recommend paper trading them, dude, if you're new to options, just so you can get a gist of it, or at least go in with really small capital. Or, yeah, small position sizing, just a couple $100. Alright, so we were going to look up historical flow from the since we started dipping. We'll go from last week for Starbucks. S-Bucks, X-Bucks, S-Bucks. Long expirations. This is very scary. Very, very scary. They're still buying puts down here and puts. No long-term calls on Starbucks. Well, maybe short-term order flow flipped, but I'm waiting for longer order flow to flip. Yeah, look at this. You're getting people that are still betting blocks and puts on 717 all the way down to July. So like I said, I mean, it's just funny to see some of this stuff because I mean, I mentioned to you guys just earlier. I was like, look, my time range for this stuff is between June and July to where this will get done. So you have people putting their expirations over here, and then some even putting them out to July. I mean, what scares me is the ones that I see down in October, and especially when they're highlighted in purple and as odd flow. So that like really scares me. It's like, whoa, what's gonna happen there? So yeah, just something that I keep an eye out for when I'm watching order flow. So Starbucks actually we'll go ahead and pass on that one. Chewy, I broke out. Chewy looks really nice. I mean, a lot of places are out of dog food, and there's not really that many trustable, reliable sources for dog food. I went to go buy. How did I learn trading options? Well, I already have tons of experience in crypto and just TA in general, so I have a really good grasp of my TA and what I want in a chart, what I want in a trade in general. So the way options work is if you got an understanding of what you want in TA and everything, you can judge timing in your trade. So I kind of just saw people showing off these big numbers, and I was like, hey, those are crypto numbers. What are they doing in stock world? So I was like, you know what? Let's toss some money in. And I remember my first trade, and it like immediately got me hooked. There was a GE was at the bottom. I'm like, yo, that's a crypto bottom. And I bought some GE calls. No idea what I was doing, but I bought them anyway. And they hit 100% like the next day. I was like, yo, options are great. So, and that's how it started. Obviously, I learned the hard way because I did lose money in the beginning. But it was definitely a well worth lesson for me to go ahead and lose a little bit of money just to learn that lesson how options work myself. So I didn't really read any kind of books or anything like that. I know how to trade and I know how to pick up things. So just tossed some money, picked up things. I asked a couple questions when I needed to or understand things. The biggest thing that helped me, I would have to say, is cheddar flow, just to get an understanding of like this order flow stuff and how it all works and how bigger traders play options. That's what really works for me is understanding those kind of things. And I'm actually going to give you guys an example of that one too. What I mean, let me just retweet this again. So what I mean by that is, all right. So here would be an example right over here. All right. So this is Ace. Ace has 20K. Or if Ace is looking at little, I'll even give it a different example. So let's just say you have a company and you have a company of people who run like financial stuff and they know where stocks are going to move. So you have Joe who works underneath all the managers who know everything. So one day Joe walks by their office and hears them talking about this ticker over here for gold. And he's like, everybody's betting on there. They're like, oh, I mean, yeah, they're like, oh, dude, you got to get on gold. We're going to go ahead and pump this ticker. So Joe's like, oh, man, dude, let's go withdraw my child's life savings and put this 20K play on there. Not necessarily this play, but I'm just giving an example. So Joe go ahead and does this weird play and does this thing, and this is before the big boys enter or after they've already entered. All right, so Joe's going to make his money and get out and get away. Now, there's a different mindset that comes with something like this. Now, you have Joe's boss's boss who just dropped 15.7 mil on an option for 2021. Now, he can support all of Joe's children, his family, and his children's, and even more with just a little bit of money. Joe only put 20K. This guy's putting 15.7 mil on options. And did I just explain those numbers that happen with options? Imagine that those kind of numbers happening on this. Okay. Now there's also the downside too. Now we don't know what Joe's boss is able to lose. We don't know what his capital risk is. We don't know any kind of position sizing he does or what it is. Him losing 20K is like shit down the drain. So when you're following somebody that thinks that 20K is shit, or even 150K or anything underneath the mill is shit, they're going to have a way different playing style and they're going to be able to play their position way differently than somebody that's playing a smaller position size that's coming up oddly and something that's strange. Those are the kind of things that I'm looking for. I'm looking for unusual order flow that sticks out to me at unusual points on the chart, which just coincide too conveniently. Like for example, this breaking out over here and somebody buying calls right over here. Those are the kind of things I'm looking for. But so you'll get a gist of it if you start watching it yourself. But that's just how I play. I don't. I watch these big guys and see what they're doing. But the main thing I'm looking for is your average Joe that's buying these weird ass bat calls that I'm trying to make tons of money on. All of my plays have been through order flow. So it's not like I'm just willy nilly picking things. When I was willy nilly picking things, that was a good example in January. I was listening to tons of people, I was trying new things, I was picking options willy nilly, and I blew out a whole entire account in January. So that wasn't fun. And having to work my ass off in February, I mean, it was worth it, definitely was worth it, and we're in the green. But I mean, it was just stupid. I should have just stuck to what I was good at and made tons of money in January. Instead, I tried to do some other bullshit. Most of my money's been coming from these ETFs, guys. Is these fixie ETFs, China ETFs. I mean, dude, these move so nicely. I did get a little wrecked on this one. I purchased this one yesterday, and it gapped up huge. Give me a big hit for 44%, which isn't too bad because by the end of the day, we did go ahead and pump up, and I did buy in the morning for this one. And my calls don't expire until June. So I have a choice. As long as we don't break over 34, I think we will come back down, and as long as the economy comes back down, we'll be good on EM. A lot of their put values got wrecked today with this jump up. So if we get one more, they'll be super wrecked, enough for you guys to get in. That goes same with EFA, Fixie, BRZU. I mean, I don't know what to do. This thing's been so volatile lately. If you got balls, you can play this one. What else do we got? RRC, I don't know what's going to be going on, but this looks really nice right now. Hey, do you guys got any tickers? Got any exciting ones? BGG, yeah. Oh, man, yikes. But the good thing, let's check the monthly. Oof, man, wow. Yikes. That's horrible. How much did Briggs lost all their money? Wow. They lost underneath listing price. So the one good thing you got going for Briggs is that it swept the lowest of the lows on Briggs and Stratton for a company that sells tons of generators and tons of other equipment. Um, so this looks like a great investment for people. Trucks and construction and farm machinery might not look like the best thing right now, but man, wet BTC, clutch, BGG is getting added to my list. So that is a really nice find. Like this is what I'm looking for over here is retirement stuff. NTR, and we'll look actually. Yeah, let's look up NTR real quick too. NTR. What the heck is this? Um, Chemicals and agriculture. Not really something I like to play. And besides, this chart, this looks like it's in price discovery right now, so maybe it can come back up, but it's not something I have any knowledge of. I mean, obviously, if we recover the economy in general and everything goes good, this 4036 is gonna come back up there. It's gonna at least gap fill up over here, but not something I would play. Yo, Porky. Good morning, sir. How are you? How's Stock World for you, man? VTR. Let's check VTR. Oh, don't worry about me. Hello. Real estate. Okay. So right off the bat, I really like this 2008 bounce that it had over here. Um, and let's go ahead and add a couple more. Okay. So, oh, it's a retirement REIT. Okay. Please give SPY dump. You never fear, Porky. Like I think it's maybe like one more day of pumping and then we're dumping. So this Ventus VTR is actually really interesting because I really like this double bounce over here off this level as well as this level. Let's just say things do get worse and we do come down a little bit. I highly doubt it's going to be breaking underneath these two levels. I mean, there it is still a possibility, but I really do not believe it's going to be going down here. I'd have to look into a little bit more. And wait, Porky, why are you sorry? I said no pumping is allowed. Oh, well, better tell Donald Trump. We knew co-op open. Let's check futures. So right now, dude, you're in good shape, man. Futures is wrecked right now. 1.47 down. Um, Natural gas and crude is up. Look at that. I did exit this at a good time. Gold is up. So you're looking good, man. Oh, these are the options I was talking about. So I have CS 2022 calls, and I'm aiming for a $15 strike over here. And what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to make a little bit of money. So maybe like $10,000 by April something, April of next year, not this year, but the following year of April. 420% maybe see the stock get back somewhere around there. So what we're looking at around this is I'll give you an example. I'm following call flow that's been coming through. CS is some shit, this shit. I don't even know what it is, but this was a pretty big dump, and it says finance major banks. And I don't know, I just been seeing a lot of order flow for it. So we're gonna go ahead and long this and see where this leads us. And we had a nice pump today too, and my calls didn't move. I can tell you guys what's been coming through for this one. CS repeated flow. Yeah, this one. Yeah, these people keep coming through on this one, and they keep accumulating a position. So there's a delta status over there, but yeah, I mean this is what I'm aiming for. So they're getting these. I'm at cost averaging around 25 and 30 cents. Sure, I just know that it says ticker CS and there was really nice order flow. Credit Sushi is. I'm guessing it's something important with banks and lending. The one that does for school and stuff. Porky, look, you're gonna have to help me here. Let's take a peek at Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean this is over for Bitcoin. That's it. That's closing down there. So we really need that Kumo twist over here to happen. Uh, let's zoom back in. 1 minute. Yeah, back in the clouds. So really need to bounce over here and get back over here and form it, or it'll come down. What other order flow do we have? I've noticed this. We have tons and tons of T puts coming through. Expiration. What did I tell you guys? June expiration? Come on, they couldn't be any more obvious. They're all coming through. There's some little guys hedging for like this little bit, but most of them are all going through for puts. I mean, unless they're exiting, this is really really interesting. Let's see what else do we got. So let's check the expiration date ones, the ones with the furthest expiration. Let's do some filters. We'll do 50 cents or less, and that should do it. Okay. So, what sticks out? I am a fan of sweeps. Can I do it on just sweeps? Oh, yes, I can. Just sweeps. Oh, dude, this is beautiful. This makes it so much easier. Okay, so let's arrange this by price. Spy sweeps for. No, we need expiration. Yo, what's that noise? Am I in Discord still? Oh, they moved me into voice. Okay. Um, Yeah, sorry. Okay, so XOP. This one looks really, really interesting over here, and I can tell you why. XOP. XOP just shit the bed. A lot of these companies that are weighted on it were pretty decent companies over here, and I feel like this is just such a nice discount on XOP, especially on a lot of their weights. And I can give you an example on that as well. So, log in, XOP, holdings. All right. So, not one day. Let's look at their 1 month return. So a lot of these major companies like COG for one, um, that's not going anywhere. Cabot Oil and things. Even with this break, if you look at this, this still is in a weekly trend channel. So maybe it can go a little bit lower, but overall, I mean, this is still intact, and I believe Cabot's going to be coming back up, no problem at all. So as soon as this starts coming back up, XOP will start coming back up. We can go into other weights for it. SWN. So sometimes you can get a gist of where these ETFs are going to move if you're able to understand like the rest of these. So let's go to the monthly on this. Like this is a pretty decent monthly block that it's on, which I highly doubt it'll end up breaking through. I mean, maybe, like it said, maybe a little bit lower over here, but into this box is pretty much a buy. That's like the biggest volume it's seen on this one, and that's green. So, as Southwestern Energy seems like a good discount. It has been tanking since 2014, so that is definitely is a concern. But what else do we have? XOP, RRC. We already did that one. Hess is another company on there. Hess. Yeah, Hess monthly levels. I mean, it's still with intact for the most part. I mean, it tried to break. We would need. Hmm. Like same with Hess. Like even if we do are presented with a little further of a discount, I don't really see Hess breaking below that level. If we can get some discounts into there, that'd be awesome. But as you can see, these wicks on Hess get bought up quick. So just some things. Do you guys have any questions for me as far as options goes, or do for that? For this graph thingy, it's optionsprofitcalculator.com. When you go to it, it looks like this in the beginning, and you're gonna do over here. You're not gonna do anything over here because you don't trade that, but long calls or long puts, or if you do the other one. Let me show you guys what I'm trying to do with Ford too. I don't think Ford's a shitty company. I saw some order flow come through early actually, and what was really nice was throughout the whole dump it hedged really nice. So I'm doing $10 calls over here, and this is a pretty decent size play. So I would say that's about right. I'm close to my contracts. Okay. So what I am trying to sneak out of here is if we can go ahead and by September or maybe even October, November, whatever it is, if we can get around $9 or maybe around $8 around here, I'm looking at around, well, hopefully more. I'm looking at around like anywhere between 100% to 340%. So I'm looking at like 20,000 or 10,000. Wouldn't that be nice? Like just to cash that out at the end of the year or right before the end of the year. I mean, obviously there's a downside on this one, but that's what I'm aiming for, is a good little return on this one. Sooner the better. If we end up really recovering, and this is in, let's just say August, September, and we end up getting back to $10, and this gets in the money, damn, that's like 60 grand. You know how that would be for one single trade? And look, there's this tweet that came out, which is getting a lot of attention. Cheap put options and hedges. Puts cheaper than 86% of history. Apple puts, PG puts, MA puts, Google puts, CVX puts. XLI is what sticks out. Let's do that one. Amex Industry, yikes. Yeah, I bet they're still cheap because nobody thinks it's going to drop further. What else has more potential on that list? CVX. See, that's the other thing with these options. You have to understand like what chart looks good for you and works. Oh my god, look, I should have played that. Chevron. CVX. What else? Google. How far did Google dump? Oof, Google just breaking the trend now. If this gets worse and we really, really get bad and we break underneath the 20 SMA, Google's gonna get such a big discount. So this is actually really funny. How bad is it done? Okay, so oh, dude, 50% on Google discount. Like imagine that one. This block over here. Like that would be so beautiful of an entry. It has a little tiny thin little thing over here. So maybe a little bit lower if we go, but if this breaks, we're getting a boomer discount or zoomer discount, whatever. Yeah, have fun tomorrow, guys, with options. Trade safe. If you guys want to use Cheddar Flow, use my ref link in my profile for a discount, and let me know. I can help you get started with this stuff. Other than that, unless you guys have tickers or something else for me to look at, I'm pretty much out of here. Just last thoughts on Bitcoin would be, we really need to break back over and stay strong. 15-minute rule still applies. This needs to break over the POC and not break down further, and the Kumo twist needs to close nicely. Um, yeah.